Welcome back. Scientists at Dalhousie Medical School have made a breakthrough in the fight against breast cancer. They've successfully tested a combination of drugs that shuts down an aggressive form of breast cancer. And here to tell us more is Dr. Paola Marignani, Associate Professor in the Departments of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology and Pathology at Dalhousie Medical School. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, this isn't your first visit to our show. A while back, you were on talking about engineering mice in order so you could do your research. So let us know how you've progressed since then.
Well, since the last time I was here, we actually have moved our study into the animals, and I spoke about testing a whole bunch of compounds to see which series of compounds would inhibit the growth of these tumor cells. And we identified some of the best combinations, and then we actually started treating the mice with these combinations as monotherapy, so single drugs action and then in combination. And what we found was the combination worked really well. We were able to inhibit the growth of the tumors within 21 days.
That's incredible. So let's break this down a little bit for viewers at home. So you on the level of the mice, you've actually tested the drugs. How is this combination of drugs shutting down breast cancer?
Well, we used a pretty smart strategy. We targeted specific proteins in the tumor, specific communication pathways. And so one of the drugs comes in from one angle and shuts down a series of proteins, a large series of proteins. And the other drug comes in from another angle, actually shutting down the energy of the tumor, because tumor cells are very energetic. They produce a lot of energy and they require a lot of energy to survive. And so we've managed to shut down the energy in the tumor cells.
Wow. So now you are shutting down the energy in the tumor cells, but what about the healthy cells?
Well, the healthy cells, and so we tested the mitochondria. So the mitochondria are the sort of energy factories in the cells, in both normal cells and in tumor cells. And we tested the function or the activity, and they seem to be unaffected by the drugs. And so this is very important, because when you're potentially, if we move into people, what you don't want is a drug to hurt healthy cells. Right? We want to be able to keep the healthy cells healthy and target the cancer specifically.
We just had a graphic up there of what it looked like. Were those the little pink and red things tumors? Are these tumors that are shrinking?
These are the tumors. So in the first row, you can see these are the mice. These are tumors that are taken from one mouse, right? And so this particular mouse was treated with a vehicle, and the vehicle is just the salt solution without any active compound in it. And you can see that the tumors grow, and there's a lot of tumors.
Yes.
Now, I want to remind everyone that mice actually have 10 breasts, so there's the potential for 10 tumors.
Okay.
And then some,
right?
In the lower quadrant, that's one of the compounds, 2DG. We see that there's a reduction in tumor size and tumor number. And then we move into the middle and we see the second drug, AZD, and there's, again, smaller tumors and less. And by the time we move to the final panel, we see when we combine the drugs, we actually see a significant shrinkage of the tumors and the tumor number.
That's dramatic. And you were telling me yesterday when we did our pre-interview that this seemed to be, as you're working on the mice, also working on their resistance so that the cancer was less likely to come back.
Right, and so when we started looking at the molecular level and we started looking at the various proteins that are in the tumors, we found that some of the communication pathways that are involved in resistance were actually blocked. And so we're in the process of testing all of that now in another preclinical trial. Because this becomes important, because you can treat people with drugs, various combinations of drugs or monotherapies, but in some instances, unfortunately, the cancers do come back, and no one knows why. There's a lot of theories, there's a lot of evidence as to why that may be, but if we're able to actually silence the components that are involved in resistance, then potentially we can prevent the tumors from coming back in the long run, which is also very important, right?
Very exciting research. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but how can people help you move this from the mouse stage into actual clinical trials on people?
Well, we're in the process of, we're trying to raise funds, and so through the Dalhousie Medical Research Foundation, Adopt a Researcher, you're able to actually donate directly to my laboratory, and 100% of your donations go directly to either the mice or the experiments, to buy the chemicals, the test tubes, the buffers, and the solutions. And so it's a way to locally move the research forward by just making donations, and 100% of the donation goes straight to the experimentation.
All right, I'm going to put up a board in a second to let people know how they can help along, but please do keep in touch with us and let us know how your progress continues as you begin clinical trials. Very exciting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in. All right, you can donate directly to Dr. Marignani's work on cancer treatments through the Dalhousie Medical Research Foundation. More information on the website dmrf.ca.